In my opinion, gender is a universe. It is a broad spectrum of planets and stars and sky that truly cannot be contained into a binary.
Increasingly, families are going public with what it means to be a transgender kid.
I've also seen AM air, like they, but without the th. I've also seen thon, combination of that one, or hue, short for human, or per, short for person, or v, or g, or yo, or there's so many options.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter.
When hearing about transgenderism, it tends to devolve into talk of 52 genders, transphobia, and sexually identifying as attack helicopters. The two questions of debate the most often talked about are transitioning and pronouns. Transitioning is the method in which people try to change their body to the opposite sex. This is because of gender dysphoria. It's the idea that somebody feels that their biology doesn't match what they feel on the inside. They will often change their clothing, take hormones, and have surgery to match the gender that they feel they are. The questions are over the ethics of this procedure. Several things to keep in mind. First of all, gender dysphoria is a mental illness. The current political climate has made this a hateful thing to say and has influenced prominent health organizations. The suicide rate for transgenders is over 40%. This is not because of discrimination like some may claim. This suicide rate is almost double that of Holocaust survivors. Whatever discrimination they may have experienced is not as bad as Nazi death camps. Also, what requires a lifetime of medication and thousands of dollars of surgery to feel yourself that isn't an illness? So the question becomes, is surgery and hormones the proper treatment? Cross hormones in men can cause increased heart disease and cancer risk. It will also sterilize the person. The full surgery is rather mutilating, and the body will try to seal up the new opening as if it is an open wound for months afterwards. There's also conflict over the effectiveness of transgender surgery, with some finding no effect on the suicide rate for post-op transgenders. There's also the risk of people regretting the permanent changes to their body. While I believe people should be able to undergo transition if they want to, there are major health concerns with doing so. It should not be the first thing somebody turns to when dealing with this. Given the major side effects and debatable effectiveness, maybe we should look for alternative solutions for people and find ways to make the current procedures more safe. Also, doctors and health organizations not providing transgender procedures due to health concerns is not bigoted. Johns Hopkins got a wave of accusations of transphobia over their decision to stop sex reassignment surgery. It's disgusting to see people yell bigotry over legitimate health concerns because it doesn't conform to their political ideology. The biggest concern is over the pushes for transitions for children. Giving a sex change to a child is downright abusive. Not only are there health risks, but it's also permanent and irreversible changes to their body. Kids are often confused enough about their body and sexuality without having to push the idea that they may be the wrong gender. They have little understanding of gender, sex, or long-term consequences. Children are not old enough to decide whether they should get a tattoo or not, but they can decide whether they should sterilize themselves or not go through puberty? What if their confusion subsides or they turn out to just be gay or have strange interests? Should we be permanently mutilating somebody as a child? And don't tell me it's not mutilation. If somebody cuts off their arm, they're mutilating themselves, but if they cut off their cock, it's not. The other topic is pronouns. Should we call transgender people by the pronoun they want or the one that correlates to their biological sex? People can call themselves whatever they want, and they can ask you to do the same, but that doesn't mean I have to accept it, or that it's even right. As I went over in a previous video about gender is based off of sex, and because there are only two sexes, there are only two genders. So gray gender and dragonkin are not genders. Also, they are fucking stupid. New laws, such as the one in New York and Canada, make it a criminal offense to misgender somebody. Not only do these ask me to deny facts and my personal beliefs, but it also infringes upon the idea of freedom of speech. And yes, calling yourself gender gifted is a retarded, self-indulgent fantasy. If you are a person who wants to be called the opposite gender as the one you were born, I probably will. Generally, I use the duck rule for what I call somebody. If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it swims like a duck, I'm going to call it a duck. I will not call somebody fucking gender bender or some other Tumblr bullshit. And arresting people for calling someone something they don't like is ridiculous. I may choose to call somebody by he or she if they prefer it out of respect, but I will be damned if I'm required to do so. God damn, if this keeps up, we'll actually have to refer to people as attack helicopters.